Welcome back to Applied Wisdom. With this video, we're moving into Module 4, Developing Court Sense. It's the first of the Applied Wisdom Planning Insights. Court sense is the alert, action-oriented posture that sports, like basketball, demand for success. Here's the thing, it's not just for sports. In the nonprofit sector, court sense means understanding the environment that impacts your organization and rapidly adjusting to changes. The next 3 videos will teach you how to identify driving forces outside your organization, how to assess the environment, and how to manage the change that comes in adapting to these external forces. Let's get started. Even when you have a game plan, you'll need to be prepared to adjust on the fly. Develop court sense to see everything that's happening around you, to respond rapidly, and to know when to adjust and when not to. This means you're paying attention to and managing more than one thing. You're adjusting to fast-changing variables and predicting where the next opening or opportunity might be. Focus on seizing opportunities as they arise. Another way to think about driving forces is imagining yourself as a rafting guide. You have to have skill, but you also have to pay attention to other factors like the skill level of your guests, the weather, the water current, and hazards like rocks or logs that suddenly appear. You have a plan, but you also have to paddle down the river with your head up and your eyes open. You can't ignore a sign of danger or problem that might sink the raft. You have to develop confidence and adjust quickly when conditions change. As the guide, you pilot the boat. The better your court sense, the better the outcome. In the nonprofit sector, court sense means stepping back to understand the environment that impacts your organization. You can't hone your court sense in a vacuum or an echo chamber. Take time regularly to step out of those weeds filled with daily tasks and pressing issues to gain perspective on forces outside your organization. Your job is to look up, look forward, and look around. Be ready to react to changing conditions and threats, and to identify new opportunities to innovate and to take risks. While your team has their heads down working, it's important that you, the leader, look up to bring fresh insight from outside. You have to anticipate problems, process new information, and address your strategy. This is systems thinking, and systems thinking requires court sense. Here is Gabriela Chavez Lopez on this topic.
So one of the ways in which I engage or learn about external forces and sort of adapt our approaches based on that information is by reading a lot of data and reports and reading articles about new trends. The She session was something which means that women were leaving the workforce quite a bit during the pandemic. And so that was a trend that I saw coming, and I knew it was going to impact Latinas at a higher rate because of my own experience with caregiving responsibilities and all of these different things. So we started developing workforce development programs before that She session really hit our community super hard. So we were able to look at the data, kind of make some inferences, make some decisions, and kind of at the same time look into a crystal ball and say, okay, I can assume based on certain factors that this is going to impact our community deeply. And so we want to make sure that we're ready to act with the right programs, the right response. And so I think one of my big pieces of advice is to read as much data about your particular subject matter as much as possible. It's most of the times it's our passion anyway. So we're following up on the news, we're checking LinkedIn, we're following certain hashtags. But I think it's very important to pay attention to the information that is available to you and the data that is out there regarding your subject matter, and to kind of start to forecast what those implications might be with the communities that you're working in. So you can get a little bit of a head start, but at the same time understand where you might need to act at a moment's notice, but you've already been preparing for it and you've already developed programs, you have the funding in place, and then you're able to sort of act on it immediately.
Developing your court sense is a valuable gift you as a leader bring to your organization. Use the current watch list exercise to reflect on which external driving forces you regularly monitor and how you synthesize all of that input. The next video goes deeper on how to develop your court sense by identifying and assessing outside forces. See you there.